it's like a thing that we are mainly emphasizing the things that we are growing on this book only. So already we have read this book. So again, we are going to repeat it. Again, we are going to take some aspects from this. Okay. So there are lots and lots of points. So here today I'm going to highlight few important points and I'll share my PPT. So if anything rest is there, you can read it once again. So I'll start my PPT over here. Just give me 1 minute. Once I'm ready. So am I audible? Is the PPT clear, right? Yes. So let's have the insights from this first chapter. This is about inside out, which is the approach and the basic foundation for everyone. Okay. So today we are going to discuss about this thing. So basically, what in this chapter we are going to discuss is about the character ethic and personality ethic. What everyone, each of our mentor keeps on repeatedly saying, like every day morning, like during the PP call also, we are seeing those things like insights of what is character ethic and what is personality ethic. When initially we come into this, what to say, like nutrition or anything, we'll be having all that is the personality ethic. So we have to convert ourselves from this personality ethic to character ethic. So basically, what are the differences and how the like author wants to start is basically Covey is the author. So what he says is like he starts his own life, how it was and how he used to face his differences or difficulties or all these difficulties in his life. So he tells that basically he used to have very hectic life and his marriage was always with some troubles or he never used to have any relations with their what to say with his employees also. Whatever he thinks that he is always in a burden and even his son is also in a like very bad like what to say parenting thing. So he always thinks how to make it proper. So in this way he finds himself. So Sandra is his wife. So these two actually as a couple, they almost lost everything. Like they lost their love. They're no more happy. They're just living as if they are living. That's it. Okay, so they saw his son is having some difficulties while playing or while doing his academics or something or the other. They are not able to focus on. He's not able to focus. So these two will think that we have to do something so that we can make our son grow better. So as a parents, we also do the same thing, right? So we'll think that we'll make to make the children success. We just be beside them and we'll always tell them, yes, you can do it. You can make it. You can go it, and we'll do all these things, right? So in the same way, this couple started encouraging their children, his child. So, but what happened actually was the people used to laugh at him when he never used to play. People used to laugh at him. So these people thought like it's time waste. He's again doing the same thing. So he's not like a normal kid. So we should leave him or do something. In this way, he founded himself like how to develop his character because this is not what we want. This is not how we should grow our child. So in this huddle, he personally finds many things. Like he finds that personality character is there, personality ethic is there, and a character ethic is there. So he starts developing these two people, Sandra and Covey, work on this thing, and they got out of this. So how was it done? Like what are the main important points? He says that is like exactly the differences. Now we'll discuss what exactly the character ethic, the inside out approach of ourselves. So he says that this is mainly for our personal and professional effectiveness. So this is the foundation for the true like 1 second. I think so. My PPT is not moving. Yeah. So what are these main insights and what is the principle centered like character ethic and personality ethic will be there and how we are going to paradigm shift in this thing and all these things we are going to discuss right now. So What is inside out? So this is what we are going to exactly understand now. What is inside out approach? This is nothing but a character ethic approach. Okay. So this always is a true lasting success. And it is always having a long term. It focuses on deep principles and values that we usually shape ourselves as a person, because these principles will have always some values like integrity, humility, courage, some justice, patience, and responsibility. So it always have that strong character rather than just thinking of some perceptions. Because while we come into this community, also we'll have many perceptions that we came to like many people will come to that thing that we have been like influenced by some people that we are having the best opportunity, or you can earn more or something or the other. We have been told like that, and we'll be brought into this opportunity. But once without knowing ourselves, so we should have that strong character rather than perceptions. So when we are not having that character ethic, what we'll do is we'll start blaming those circumstances. We'll start blaming the environment, and we'll see for quick fix solutions also. So we can compare it very, very easily. So like we can say this is what is called as personality ethic. So for example, if we are doing some consultation or something or the other, we just wanted that people to order those things, and we just wanted them to get into that diet. For this thing, what we'll do, we'll not means we'll do some shortcut techniques. We'll use some shortcut techniques. So we'll like aggregate more of those things, and we'll be having some quick solutions. We'll overemphasize the situations, and we'll make the people to come into the diet. But if we analyze the underlying circumstances or underlying the problems between them, then we can understand ourselves. Okay. So this inside out approach starts always with inside us. Okay. So it starts with a personal change. The personal change should start from oneself. And it always focuses on values, characters, and awareness. Leading to lasting, this will ultimately makes us a best person we are living. Okay. So for this, it will require almost a very much internal work, and success will come from you and just not what you do. This is one of the beautiful quote that has been there here. Okay. So next we'll go, then paradigm shift he will be explaining. So what is a paradigm? Exactly what is a paradigm is like a theory or a concept that we are going to learn. So here he gives a simple example, like before also for character ethic and personality ethic, we got a small example. Like there was some debate in one university going, okay? So few people will get some card of women, and few people will get one more card. So he asked first group of people to observe that card, what it is having. So these people will start saying that it is a beautiful woman, that it is a 25 years girl with a beautiful thing. So I did not project that picture. Actually, you can see it from your textbook. It is present in page number 33 or 34. So you can see that textbook and you can understand the things. So once we see it with one type of conception, we will think that she was very beautiful. She's having very young look, and she's like a princess and all these things. So other group of people will be giving one more card that it is projected in 54th page, that it is showing that she's very old. She's having that broad neck and very nose and all these things. She's very, very old. So here he wants to compare that, and he wants to tell that this is completely our conscience, means how we look into these things and how we are conditioned for those things. How we look into those things also. So these people keep on debating, know that she's a 25 years old. The other people will keep on debating, know that she's a old woman. So after continuous discussions between the two sets of people and like communication with a good proper communication, they will come to a conclusion that we have been seen in a different concept. So she's ultimately an old woman, very, very old woman, depressed woman. That is what you can see in the page number 54. So in this matter, what the writer wants to convey us is that we always see the things in a different paradigm, in a different theories. Okay. So we just will get influenced by the situations or by the environment or by the conditioning that things will happen around us. Means we can say a small example, like always Moti sir says that example. Like చెట్టు మీద పిట్ట కనిపిస్తుందా, what is that you are seeing? Means we people will say that this is, we are seeing apple కనిపిస్తున్నాయి, చెట్టు కనిపిస్తుంది, like that. But when a person who is very much focused, what's that we are going to shift it. Okay, so this will be like a completely reactive mindset. And in reactive mindset, what we generally do is we keep on blaming, or we just keep on complaining things, or we just find, so we just keep on saying something like, I'm not going to able to do this work, so I can just remind myself only, because I always being a busy thing, like because of this schedule, I always give that excuses, like I'm having this reason, Archana, I'm not able to do. So that is why I understand that she gave me this chapter, so that I will be a better person and I will understand myself more from this. And also, like proactive mindset, this is what we want to know and we want to have. Just taking that responsibility. Okay. So there are always a deeper characters will be there. That character, we should find it out for ourselves and we should show success in that. This is how even Gandhiji became very, very famous. That is why we'll say that many like freedom fighters are there, but we generally quote the thing about Gandhiji only, because he's such a freedom fighter with a very peace and he doesn't want any kind of violence. So that character ethics, because he's not just influenced by the environment or the external conditions. So he always we should always have that thing what we are rather than what we do. Okay, this is what we can understand from here. And this is what I already explained you, this personality ethic and character ethics, exactly what the differences will be. This personality ethic is always temporary, and it is, will just check for those pit holes or something, or temporary shortcuts will be there, some communication, external communications, and just we want to make the things done for that time. Okay, this is not a permanent solution anytime. So, but in character ethic, what it happens is we'll focus mainly on integrity, honesty, and also that inner values that we are having. And it will make us create that success for the long term. That is why many people who just come into this community, who doesn't understand that underlying values or ethics, they will leave this community very soon. Okay, that is why even our mentors are focusing us to convert this personality ethic into character ethic. Okay, so next we'll go into that paradigm shifts and all those things. I just want to give that brief explanation also. So here, what he says, this paradigm shift is how we see the world from inside out. Okay, so here he gives some few examples, like when we have some map. Okay, if we want to go to some place or some area, for that we need some maps or routes to exactly reach to that place. Okay, but if people who wants to travel that place, and if the map itself is showing some name itself is written as like suppose we want to reach some Hyderabad place, and if the map is having a name with Hyderabad, but the routes are showing something around Vijayawada or something else. Okay, so will we we can ever reach that place? Will it be possible ever? So it can never be possible. So we should go with an approach. We should go with a paradigm shift. He always explains us with that thing. So it is not just the attitude or the behavior that we work with. It is the main thing is that goal or the approach or the map should be a proper and an appropriate one to reach that success. Okay. So next we have few more examples, very best examples I can say, like how we should communicate and one second. Yeah. So how this personality, ethics and personal life also, it will affect our personal and professional lives also. So when we work with this inside out approach, you will always have that develop that trust and authenticity, and you can always build that strong relationships. That is what we will do with our clients also. First, we want to develop that strong relationships. Okay, you can gain that long-term success. That is what we always entertain in our community also. That our focus should be and the goal should be on a long-term success rather than this temporary gains. So one more example, he'll be saying like that. Once the after seeing all these things, what he understood is I should develop some character ethics. So these two persons, Sandra and Covey, works on their character ethics, and they just wanted his son to come out of this situation. Okay, so the one we have started, this is not the way we encourage the son. So they left him for a few days. He faced some social objections and all these things. But once he understood the thing, the son himself got outside of this situation. So he started proving himself very much academically or very much strong he became. So Kobe felt that this is what we need to understand. The character ethic is very, very important in developing one's own personal and professional life also. Okay. So few more examples also he has been adding, like one more clear example. He says like once he was traveling through a car, okay, subway he was traveling, and he observed one of the father will be bringing their children and they will be sitting there. So these children keeps on shouting. They will be very tempered and they're uncontrolled, and they doesn't know what to do and what they're shouting also. So Kobe thinks that what happened like this, why they're misbehaving like this in a public place. So he keeps on thinking whether it is sensitive to touch this area or not. But once he asked, means he lost his temper and he says that to the father, why these kids are behaving like this? What made him to behave like this? You should teach them little things like common sense and all those things. So his father says that just now we have come from an hospital where his kids has lost his mother 1 hour ago. So we are not able to handle the situation, or the kids are neither able to handle the situation. So immediately, what the author feels like immediately he changes his things. Like means the situation changes where he feels that empathy will be there. No, we should not behave like this, and all these things. So it depends upon the situation how we look into. So we should always have that thing like from understanding from inside. So don't judge outside like book by seeing the cover. We should not judge anything, right? We are having that thing also. So we should not never judge any person or any situation just by looking from outside. We should have that character from inside where we need to develop it in a long term for getting that permanent success. Okay. So next there are few more examples, like he'll be saying like few more things. I'll just add those points also. One second. Yeah. So few more examples. All are mainly this chapter is completely about examples. He'll be adding completely an examples. So what he says that we must always have that patience to listen. So whether it is a relation, family, or a children, or a husband, or anything, or a client, anything, we should have that patience to listen to them. Okay. Once we start listening to them, we can understand what our emotional strength is, what is their strength, and what are the concerns. Even before, while coming to the community, while taking the consultations, or while speaking to the people, I had that thing like I never used to listen to them. I always wanted to convey myself only. I just wanted to say, this one you have to use, this supplements you have to use, this like this, that like this. So once we came to that understanding, like I started listening now. So I'm giving that time rather than me speaking for more time. I just always keep listen to the clients what they are saying. So I just give an like that ear to them, like just keep on speaking. So then at the last, even if we add a little value and even if we speak for a few times, they feel it very much important. Like they feel that yes, these persons are really having that much patience, even in their busy schedules, they're listening to us like that. Okay. So that listening ear should always be there, and this is what makes us more emotionally strengthened. Okay. And next, we should have that emotional maturity, and this emotional maturity just comes only out of experience. And 1 year before, when I was into this community, I cannot see myself as this because I always used to complain and I always used to say like excuses. I can't do or do something. But now I'm taking that responsibility because after seeing many situations and after seeing the vastness of this community, I just came to understand this is not what we should do. And it always, the change should always start from oneself. Like it should be starting from itself, from one side itself. And there should always be a focus on characters also, and there should not be any shortcuts in that. If we go into this shortcut forms, we will ultimately lead into some pitfalls and will not at all have any success in that. So this shift of your paradigm always have this true effectiveness, and this will help us to have that personal growth and professional success also. So next, like conclusion, what we can say from this thing is this inside out approach is the main thing, how we have to make a new like a new way of thinking, we can say. Okay, from this new way of thinking only, if we want to do even a small changes or something, if we, this is how we can change our paradigm. And from this only, the next 7 habits, each one will be described very much clearly. So hope I have added some value to this PowerPoint, and Archana will go to add some more points over here. So thank you once again.
Science అంటే టక్క 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 చెప్పేస్తావు. I even know from morning how you are really stressed for telling this mindset book, but you really have nailed it. Just I want to add something about the principles. So here author have mentioned so many about the ethics, values, and the different principles what we need to focus on. So the main we are trying to be seeing and being also author was telling. సో మనం ఏం కావాలని అనుకుంటూ ఉంటున్నామా లేకపోతే ఏం కావాలో అది చేస్తున్నామా, దర్ ఇస్ సీయింగ్ అండ్ బీయింగ్. సో like that is another human dimension where implementation parts will start on. Yeah, so just adding to this, Rupa, and really that's really wonderful chapter and you have really nailed it. Thank you. Yes, other leaders can please add some values or any personal experiences once you are trying to move or shift from personality to character ethic, or your experiences after coming into this community. Yeah.
Yeah. So good afternoon, everyone, and yeah, again, like whatever Shima said, so it is the beginning of the new chapter. So we have just started with the book, and this particular chapter gives a complete insight about the next coming habits. So whatever like 7 habits, so this we can just say that if we really understand in what way we have to learn this book, then this is what whatever Rupa have shared. I think all these practices can be understood. And yeah, so mostly like this is a second or third time repetition I think we are doing for this book. So definitely it is going to be a great brush up once again.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm like reading this book and I'm really excited because we're having it again for the next third time again. What I observe in my life is like, I'm like when even she's telling Dr. Rupa was speaking about this, it is always, there is always an inner conflict in me. Okay, something I do and there is my conscious which is troubling me. It's not okay, you need to do. But sometimes in order to be under those societal norms or to be accepted in a circle or maybe to please somebody, so I always move away from that original thing of mine and I move and I do things. So there is a conflict. Now, when I'm reading this book also now, I want to address that conflict and just be the original self of me instead of putting on something for others or putting on something to get approval from others. But that's how I've been conditioned from childhood. I need to please, I need to do things so that I don't hurt people. Even if you have few things, I mean, there's so much of baggage in my mind. But reading this book, I'm understanding like anything that has to be long lasting in life, that has to be built on these principles. Otherwise, maybe I might experience a very temporary success. I might also get appreciation for that, but I will not have peace of mind. That is, I am experiencing, and now I will have more time to introspect and correct myself. Thank you.
So thank you once again. So once we do these things, that is not someone
శిరీష అని మ్యూట్ చేయవా? బీబీ శిరీష నుంచి.
Yeah, I've just given option to co-host to unmute. So Rupa, like whomever you want, you can unmute them.
Yeah, okay, that's right. So next, Maja.
Change starts with
Yeah, wonderful, Rupa. Happy to listen this topic from you. So this time, definitely, I have understood in a different perspective. Like each and every slide that you are sharing, I have started analyzing myself where I have to correct with respect to my personal life and entrepreneurship. So maybe I'm launching many people to level 0 and level 1. But before launching, what is that I'm telling to them about our Wilsons? So what is the purpose? What is the vision? What is the mission? So whatever that belief our mentors are having, whether I'm duplicating it in the same way before launching them. So I felt I have to correct in this part. And each and every work, whatever I am doing, whether I am able to guide my team also to do that in the same way. That means whatever I have learned from Murthy sir, either to do core or to break new pins, whether each and every work that I have done, am I able to teach the team? So this is one more thing. And whenever when my kids also behave in a weird way or when they want to spend some time with me, so whether am I giving that time to them, whether am I understanding what they want to do? So whenever I'm not approachable to them, yes, immediately they are going to my mother. And again she comes and tells me like they wanted to stun. సో లాంగ్ టర్మ్ లో నేను చేసే పని నాకు ఇది రిజల్ట్ ఇస్తుందా లేదంటే ఈ రోజు ఒక్కటి ఒక పిన్ అనేది అచీవ్ చేయడానికి అది హెల్ప్ అవుతుందా అనేది జస్ట్ ఐ వాంట్ టు చెక్ ఎదర్ ఇట్ కెన్ బి సెషన్ ప్రమోషన్ ఆర్ ద బేసిక్స్ ఆఫ్ ద ప్రమోషన్ ఆర్ the way or the process that we are converting a inquiry into a client. So I want to check once again all these things and yeah, that's all. And ఎప్పుడు నేను నా మైండ్ తోనే ఆలోచిస్తాను బట్ ఫ్రమ్ టుడే ఐ స్టార్టెడ్ టు థింక్ అండ్ ఈవెన్ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ రిక్వైర్డ్ ఐ షుడ్ క్వశ్చన్ దెమ్ అంటే మేబీ ఐ విల్ నాట్ బి ఏబుల్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ ద మైండ్ సెట్ ఆఫ్ పీపుల్ అండ్ దెర్ ఇస్ అ స్పెసిఫిక్ రీజన్ వాళ్ళు ఎందుకు అలా ఉన్నారు అనేసి బట్ ఏంటబ్బా వీళ్ళు ఇలా ఉన్నారు ఇలా మాట్లాడుతున్నారు అసలు వీళ్ళతో మాట్లాడితే నేను డౌన్ అయిపోతున్నాను నేను ఏం చెప్పినా నో అంటారు ఏ వర్క్ చెప్పినా చేయరు సో ఆల్వేస్ ఐ యూస్ టు థింక్ లైక్ దట్ ఈవెన్ 2 days బిఫోర్ ఐ స్పోక్ టు మూర్తి సార్ ఆల్సో సార్ వాస్ టెల్లింగ్ లైక్ he said some different thing why are you failing అని చెప్పేసి అడిగారు so that time I understood like I am not understanding people from their view and I am just judging them. So I started questioning them to understand their situation in reality. So ఈ చేంజెస్ అన్ని చేసుకుంటే I felt like definitely even as per our morning call ఆ చేంజ్ అనేది జరుగుతుంది అనేసి అనిపించింది and same things I felt like in your presentation today also. So we'll be implementing this with immediate effect. Thank you.
Thank you, Maja. So next, Jagananna.
Yeah. Good afternoon, all. Yeah, fantastic presentation, Rupa. Last time, the 7 Habits book I missed because I'm in job actually. At that, before Rajamandri meet, we have started reading this same chapter and we are understanding. But it's a beautiful concept presented in this whole chapter, Rupa, actually. Normally, when I am doing job, one time my colleague, she is not informed to me and she took leave. There is no information to me and next day she came and suddenly I started shouting on her and she's not talking anything and she's stand still and finally understood that one of her family member expired in that day. Because of that, she took leave, but she is unable to communicate to me. I have not taken that information and I shouted on her and finally understood that that is the situation. I felt very regret and there I realized that we have to see the paradigm. What is their concern that need to understand first, then only we have to react or respond on anything. That is very, very important. And this chapter, it shows clearly we have to understand the other's perspective. Then only we can able to maintain our relationship. Maybe because of that, myself and my colleague relation got damaged because of small understanding issue. That kind of things will happen continuously, but from my side, that should be taken care, because reaction will be more from my side, and it should be rather than reacting, respond to their situations after understanding the other's perspective. That is my stand on this, Rupa. One more thing, character ethic and personality ethic also. Normally, I used to ask Murthy that question: if I have some anger on one person, is it required to stop that and act that I don't have anger on that person? Is it the right way of approach for this character ethic and personality ethic? At that time, Murthy told that no, we should not stop the anger on others, but we should not feel that anger on others. That is the thing we have to learn first. That is the character ethic. That is very important, and now I am practicing that, and I'll implement it and see good relationship with the downlines or friends or family members. That is, thank you, Rupa. Thanks for your dedication.
Thank you, Anna. Definitely this needs a long-term vision. అంటే ఇదేదో one day overnight లో వచ్చేసే వర్క్ అయితే కాదు. So we just want to keep on progressing ourselves, and we just want to work on ourselves to change this character. Definitely. So thank you.
Yeah, great afternoon, everyone. So it was a great presentation, Dr. Rupa. So as you have said, it's inside out. Just now you said it's not a single day. It's been since actually once I entered this community, then I came to know there is personality ethic and character ethic actually. So what we are doing, it is something unknowingly we are doing it actually. So we may think like just Anna said, like if I have anger, I need to suppress it and smile out. So it is not that. First of all, morning first.
మార్నింగ్ క్యారెక్టర్ గురించి చెప్పాడు గుర్తుందా?
You should not get anger at all. So that is the character. So in that case, that is the stage we need to enter. So that's how
చాలా
we
టైం
can
పడుతుంది
build our character.
కానీ
So
ఎంటర్ అయితే
definitely,
మర్చిపోవడం.
but it is a conscious and observations should be done while we are like leading every day, every moment. Then only we can correct ourselves, and it needs lots of guts to change and accept what we are doing it. So if we can implement all this, actually up to now, since I have entered this community, so later on while speaking, and you also told like when client was coming, we need an order. So or we want to serve them with a pure heart. So definitely we will be serving, but at the same time we need an order from them. It's for 100% sure we want order from them. So that is the one thing where we are making out, right? So but when we can do it with a wholeheartedness, so that's how we can change slowly, and we can give the best for the people. So but the implementation part is very hard, but need to be done. As you have said, like it may be a long term, and in middle we'll be getting many pains and many drops, and something will be happening because we are getting into the good thing actually. So when we are getting in a good ways, definitely we will be allowed to face bad phases also. So the same thing, but the final stage where we enter, from there we lead a very happy and beneficiary life, as you have given many examples. So for that, as sir also gave assignment, so multiple times if we can read this inside out chapter, and always should be conscious on this implementation. Actually, once I read and if I leave, it will not work out actually. So this is what I have understood, and definitely I was doing it since years, but still need to be very conscious to